Hey, no, neither of them. Nope. Yeah. If he comes, I'll give you a call. Okay, bye. Hey, Connor and Mike haven't shown up. You guys know where they are? They sick or something? I assume it's because they're in the seat. I never know. So you guys haven't heard of anything then? No? Oh, yeah. I just wondered if they maybe broke their leg or something. Okay. So a couple things here. All our equations are going to be matching one of these. Okay? Or slight variations of it. So let's have a look here. Did I start recording? Yes. Good. So first thing we're going to look at is perimeter. For a triangle, how many sides do you have? Three. So please add 3 sides. Sometimes you get confused. Now an isosceles triangle has 2 equal slant sides. So we mark that with a line. Okay, those sides are equal now. So the perimeter is 447.4. It has 1 short side, 2 equal longer sides. Okay. So the small short side is 8.6. So we can write that down there. It says determine the length of one longer side. So x equals the length of the long side. Now the trick is for an isosceles triangle, if the right side's x, what's the left side? No, it's the same. That's the trick. Okay. So what we have to do is add 3 sides up. So x plus 8.6 equals 47.4. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3. How would you count that in French? Good. Most of your immersion, just want to make sure you can count to 3. Okay, you guys pass. 2x plus 8.6 equals 47.4. Solve for x. Go. So x equals 19.4. So a quick little sentence. The long side is 19.4. Oh, what's my units? Good. And that's kind of why we do the sentence, to make sure that we have units, make sure we answer the question. Okay. Okay, next one. Have a read, underline the important stuff. Go. Okay, so this one's a little bit weird. You got this 2/3 of his allowance. Then he went and spent another $4. If you spend $4, what kind of math sentence would that be? -4, right? Because you don't have it anymore. Then he has $8 in his pocket. How much is his allowance? So this here will tell you what x is. X equals his allowance. Always look at this question or the last sentence to figure out what x should be. So what did he do? How much allowance is left after he left the mall? 2/3. How do we find 2/3 of his allowance? Oh, whoops, sorry. Yesterday's work. Go up to our fractions. 2/3 of a number. What would we do? Multiply. Okay, so we're going to multiply 2/3 times x. -4, because he spent $4 more, and now he only has $8 left. So there's our equation. Okay, let's get rid of our fraction, which we multiply everything by 3. Okay, go ahead and do that. And you should get 2x minus 12 equals 24. Oh, I love it when fractions disappear. Okay, go ahead, solve for x. And a quick little sentence when you're done. Okay, his allowance is $18. Okay. It's not bad, eh? High roller. High roller. Okay. Any questions? Yep, the other. Yeah, but it's 2/3, right? So what we can do is get 6 over 3. That's fine, but you can't get rid of the divide by 3 part. Usually what we do is divide those so they cancel, so it's 2 times the 1, which is 2, just like 6 divided by 3, okay? So those are 2 different ways of looking at it. Okay, we do this a lot. This is a really important one. Any questions? All right, here's my favorite. Yo Gabba Gabba. All right. Have a read, underline the important stuff. Okay, so party in the tummy, yo Gabba Gabba. So underline $2. He found $2. What would that be? Plus 2, good. Okay. Went to his investment banker. He could double his money. Woohoo! By shady transactions. He then received $96. So how much did he start with? So X equals his starting amount. So he started with X, then what happened? Plus 2. Then what happened? His money doubled. So in order to show that, we need to go times 2. Okay? Thanks. And then what does that equal? $96. Okay, so this is a little bit harder one with the brackets. You have to understand that he added money first and then the whole thing doubled. And that's why we need to have brackets there. Okay, go for it, solve for X. Real quick, spit spot. That's Mary Poppins, right? Anyways. Connor, I have the notes right here. There you go. We're on the question 3 on the first page. Okay. So question number 4. Okay. So we're looking here at rate times time. So a pool contains 300 liters of water. It empties at a rate of 64 liters per minute. Write an equation to determine how long it will be until the pool contains only 60 liters of water. Then solve for the time. Let's leave this one and come back to it.
That sounds difficult.
Yeah, let's leave it and come back to it, okay? Next one. This one's a little more generic, okay? So read it, underline important stuff for question number 5. Put your calculator down until you make an equation, right? Otherwise, you only get 1 out of 3. You fail. Okay. So, what does X equal? What's the question? How many papers? So, X equals the number of papers. So, 9 cents per paper. How are you going to write that? 0.9 times X. It's like when you go to the candy store, right? If you buy 10 candies, you have to multiply it by the price. But here she gets paid 9 cents, but you still multiply it by how many papers she delivers. What would we call $5.70? Constant. Okay? She throws the paper in the trash, she still gets $5.70. Don't do that, by the way. That's poor character. Okay, there's your equation. Solve for x. Go. Okay, so she probably could figure this out without doing an equation, guessing and checking. But making an equation now allows you to change things, and then you can quickly check different scenarios, right? So say she wants to be a high roller, make 20 bucks. Well, then she can just quickly change the 12 to a 20 and find out the information faster, okay? Or if she's kind of lazy, only wants to deliver 20 papers, why don't you figure out how much she'd make? So that's why the equations are way more powerful than guessing and checking. Notice here, did you write down 6.3? Because that would be wrong. Money has how many decimals? 2. So don't just read your calculator, but understand what the number's talking about. Okay, next one. Read it, underline it. Go. Okay, so what does x equal? Yeah, the area of Kootenay National Park. So we know it equals Banff if you multiply it by 5.1 and then subtract. Okay, so we have to go 5.1x minus 529.6. That equals 6641. Okay. So this one's a little bit different in that you have to do a multiplication and then do the less than part, which means subtract after. Okay. Let's not solve that. You guys okay with that equation? So now you just go and solve. So you move 529.6 to the other side, solve for x. Well, solve for x. Yeah, just solve for x. The equation is the hard part. Okay, so we're going to leave that one. There's one in your textbook very, very similar to this. So make sure you refer back to question 6 because I find we struggle with that question in the textbook. Okay, next page. Okay, so Spidey, he has $35.50. He's saving $4.25 each week. Batman starts with this amount, and he's saving $5.50 each week. In how many weeks will he have the same amount of money? So what is x going to equal? What are they asking for in the question?
Weeks.
Yeah, the number of weeks. How about we switch it up and use w? You want to? Oh, okay, x is fine. You could have though, right? So what we're going to do for this one is we're going to figure out when they're equal, right? Because we want the same amount of money. So when is Spidey equal Batman? Well, in the movies. Okay, anyways, how much money does Spidey start with? $35.50. Then you're going to add 425x. Now you could switch those around, it doesn't matter. I just want to show you it's okay to start like that. It's not ideal because you should see that $35.50 is the constant. Okay, so Batman, he's $5.50 a week plus the amount he started with. Okay, let's solve for x. Let's move everything to the left, right side. Okay. And so x equals 9. So what does that mean? Read the question again, please. Read the last sentence. 9 weeks. 9 weeks what? Yeah. So in 9 weeks, they will have the same amount. Okay. Good. Okay, read the next question. Next question's pretty challenging. Weird about this is that it's $1 for 15 minutes, 20 cents per page, no big deal. But the other one's $2 per hour. Ew. Weird. But then they go and 25 cents per page. But if you read the question, both of them you're only going to use for an hour. Okay, so what we got to do is figure out the total cost. What would we then pay for the first internet? This would be $4. Okay, so more expensive per hour, but way cheaper to print. So it's a little bit different. We got to figure out, right, what's going on. So we want to know how many pages. What's so important about that? That's what x. So x equals the number of pages. So we could call it p if you want, but you got to watch out for the p then. Okay. So when is it going to be equal in price? So we have Internet Cafe 1 equals Internet Cafe 2. So what goes on the left? What goes on the right? Try and figure that out. Go. It's going to be similar to the above question. So there's your equation. Internet 1 would be 4 plus 0.20x. You could have them switched, and that's probably more common. Same with the next one, okay? 2 plus. Solve for x. Watch your decimals. Okay, so if you print 40 pages, they're the same price. Now you do this all the time, right? Figure out which store to go to buy stuff at. But this is giving you a math equation so that you can make more decisions faster, right? Rather than just guessing and checking. Now I have a formula to plug things into. Think, I'm just going to print like 10 pages. Well, I should go to this cafe. Oh, I'm going to print 80 pages today. I better go to the other one. So you know which one's the better deal. Okay? Turn it over. So the perimeter ones are classics. Okay. How many sides are there on a perimeter? 4. Okay, so we want to know these have equal perimeters. Find the dimensions. So we have rectangle 1 equals rectangle 2. Now remember, there's a 2D on the left and the right, and a 4D plus 6 on the top and the bottom. So there's 2 of each. So the perimeter of a rectangle could be 2 lengths plus 2 widths. Okay. So keep that in mind. We have 2 times 2D plus 2 times 4D plus 6. For the other rectangle, 2 times 2D plus 2 times 3D plus 13. Now this will be the hardest one you've seen so far for word problems. Go ahead, solve for D. Okay, hands up you think 7's the answer. It's not. The reason why it says find the dimensions. So the answers for rectangle 1 is going to be 2D equals 2 times 7, so that equals 14. The other one is going to be 4 times 7 plus 6, because the dimension is 4D plus 6. So 28 plus 6, what's that? 34? So rectangle 1 is 14 by 34. That's one answer. See how they tricked you? There's a lot more work to do. For rectangle 2, 2D, you already know it's 14, so you can just leave it. Then you have to go 3D plus 13. So 3 times 7 plus 13, 21 plus 13, 34. Nope. It is. Oh, they have equal perimeters. That makes sense. Okay. So this one is also 14 by 34. Okay. I should change that so it's not 2D and 2D. Any questions? All right. So I'm going to leave that there today so that you can practice